All right, good afternoon and happy Thursday. I am Tara with Back Pain and Joint Center of Texas. My husband and myself are the founder of it, and today we are coming live. I usually come live at 9 a.m. every Thursday, but today we're doing something fun and exciting. We are coming live at noon right now to you, and we are doing an in-person cooking class. So we have everyone here. Y'all say hi.
Hello.
Hi. They're so excited. All right, so I'm so happy to have you guys join us as well. So if you have questions along the way, just drop your comments. And today we are going to do roasted sweet potatoes and cauliflower tacos. And these are follow a low inflammation diet, which a low inflammation diet consists of no gluten, sugars, or dairies. So I'll tell you a little story. So about a year ago, my husband says a year ago, it was a little bit longer for me. I was intrigued. I don't know how it came up, but I heard something about living to be 100. And I was like, I want to live to be 100. But I know sometimes we fall short of our goals. And I heard a speaker once say that, shoot for the stars so you fall on the moon. So I was like, all right, if I want to live to be 100, let's shoot for 110 so it'll actually be 100. And I feel like it's not too far-fetched because my grandma's like 97. So I feel like it's reliable, right? It can happen. All right, so that's kind of how this started for me. And then we did upstairs, we do like the Trust Your Gut program. I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but that's a low inflammation diet. And so it's a program that implements that. So we eliminated, like I said, glutens, sugars, and dairies. And so along this year and a half, it's been experimenting with different things. So I come on every week to share with you guys the recipes that our family enjoys. And I like to note that I'm not a doctor, a nutritionist, or anything like that, just a mom and a wife that enjoys cooking and eating healthy. So, all right, so today, like I said, we are going to make roasted sweet potatoes and cauliflower tacos. But I like interactive because I learn best by doing. So are you guys good with that, with interacting, so then you know what to do? All right, perfect. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna go ahead and if we can get a volunteer with our sweet potatoes. Who wants to help? We gotta peel some sweet potatoes. All right, come on. Tell me your name again.
Tina.
Tina. Okay, Tina, come on up. All right, so we have in here, if you want to wash your hands behind us in the sink. All right. All right, so Miss Tina's going to do our sweet potatoes. So what we're going to start with first is just we're going to peel them. I'll give you that. And let's get a bowl to like throw our stuff in. Maybe more in there. All right, so she's gonna go ahead and start peeling. Can you guys, let me turn the camera so that everyone can see Miss Tina. Oh, look, you're on Facebook Live. Say hi, Tina.
Hello. Just peeling potatoes here.
All right, so she's gonna start peeling her sweet potatoes. I can't talk. And then let's go ahead and can we get another helper? Who else wants to be involved? Anybody else? You do? All right. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this over because we don't need it quite yet. All right, let me grab her. And we're gonna start on the cauliflower. All right, so it's best to try to stick, oh yes, wash your hands, thank you. To stick with organic as much as you're possible. It's not sprayed with pesticides and all of that. So it's a cleaner fruit or vegetable. Now, the best ones, I know sometimes it can be pricier, so try to stick with ones they call the Dirty Dozen. Usually the ones that don't have skins. Like your avocado would be fine, or like, let me think, with your onion, because they have skins on the outside you can peel, but like a strawberry, a tomato, the stuff you eat, you try to go more organic as possible, because then that outer shell, like on a cantaloupe, helps protect it. And so then you're good with the inside. So try to remember that if it has a skin that you eat, try to go organic as much as possible. All right, perfect. So Tina's peeling all of our sweet potatoes. And so for this, you can do 2 sweet potatoes. This will feed a family we're a family of 6 with a couple teenagers that are hungry. So this will be good. All right, so, I'm going to show you a real trick. Okay, so, that is not the knife I like. This is the knife I like. Okay, so instead of peeling it like with all of these layers, you can go in there and shove the knife in there. Oh, did you rinse this too?
Yep.
Oh, she's ahead of the curve. Thank you so much. Okay, or you can take your, I'm going to set it up here for 1 second so you guys can see. you can cut it in half like this, and you're gonna do it in quarters. So you have 2 pieces, and then take this one and cut it in half again. Because sometimes you still get those layers, and then like, this is like really thick right here, the core. So if you just kind of cut that core out, and now,
saves time.
see, you didn't have to sit there and peel it, and you're like, feel like you're gonna break your nails and all that crazy, right? So that helps get it in there. There you go.
Okay.
Now, you run to town, you do that. All right, so as they are working on that, I have in here a pot of black beans. So we're gonna put on our tacos mashed black beans. But I will get another one started. So let's get, and okay, this is where it's up to you. I am a mom and we have 4 kids and they're all over the road. So it's hard to do everything from scratch, right? Do you guys agree? So I prefer just canned black beans, like on special occasions if you want to do it on the stove or in the crock pot. Like my son loves homemade refried beans, so every now and then, like his birthday or something special, I will do an actual homemade ones in the crock pot. Hello, come on in, join us.
Hey, how are you?
But other than that, a can of beans works great. So the trick I have found, oh, I'm gonna come right. Oh, sorry. With beans, so they have that natural juice in them. You kind of want to clean it out because I don't know. Do you rinse your beans even out of the jar? They're kind of like fuzzy, or like foamy. So you kind of want to rinse them. So just put them in your strainer, your colander here, and just dump them. Not the lid. I just dumped the lid in there. Good thing we're rinsing it. Okay, and just rinse it. And if you guys want to get up and come closer, you can see like the foam. You don't want that foam in your food. So just give it a quick little rinse till like the foam starts to come out. Like, do you see how it's kind of foamy? Okay, you just want to get that out. So I just give it a rinse till it starts to calm down. See how we're getting less and less foam? All right. And then just shake that off. And then we're just gonna throw that in our pan. And now I'll just use a cup, which I don't know where I kept the cup earlier. Another one. And I'll add water, since it's cleaner water than what was in the can, to cook it in. All right, and we'll just put this on the stove and let it simmer down. And let it just cook that. Okay, so now we'll get back to our sweet potatoes. All right, are you good, or you want to hand this over to someone else?
Someone else want to do it?
Does anybody else?
I didn't even hear what
Okay, so we are interacting. I was like, I learned best hands-on. So I was like, if you want to join us hands-on, you're more than welcome. So if not, you don't have to. So
I don't mind.
You don't mind? Okay,
I don't
perfect.
mind.
Okay, so I'm going to show them real quick over here, just so they can see how to cut this. I'm going to come over here and cut in front of you again. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's a couple ways. It's easier. I'm going to switch knives because this is my favorite knife. If you can slice it down, sometimes they're really thick. Yeah, like that one is. So let's see if I can get it to go. No. If you can't, let me try the other one. Sometimes they're a little bit easier. Let's see. Oh, that one's going. Well, that is not good culinary skills, y'all. Scratch that. Sometimes they're soft, all right? And you can go. If not, go this way. It's easier because you see how I kind of got the knife and it chopped it. So you want these to be a little bit more bite-sized because you're going to put them in your taco. So she's going to dice them up for me.
Are these the right size?
Let's cut them one more time.
And then half of it.
Yep. So she's going to dice those up. Okay, so then we're going to come over here to our cauliflower. Oh, let's pause. We need to turn on our broiler and get that ready. So if you're making notes, turn on your broiler, get that hot. Because I like a broiler, one, I kind of like to cook a little faster, and I like my stuff a little bit toasty. I don't know how. So I'll let you have your preference. I like mine with a little more toast on the edge because I like the crunch it gives. Oh, my daughter Bella does not, and she's like, Mom, it's burnt. And I'm like, no, it's not burnt. It's crunchy because it gives it different texture. That's my preference. Okay, so now for these, we're just gonna take, let's see if I can get a few here. Oh, hello, Robin. How are you guys? I'm not ignoring you, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna slice these, our cauliflower, down like this. What was that? Help me.
Lengthwise.
Yes, vertical. There we go. Vertical. Thank you, guys. Okay, so then just slice it down. Let me bring it up here so you guys can see better. Like this, and then you get these little slivers, and then you can slice these down so you can break them apart. That way when they're in your taco, they're easy to eat. Try to think of like you want them to be kind of the size of like if you were making fajita meat, right? Or a fajita taco. All right, there you go. You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so she's going to slice them vertical for us, and then we'll get that going. What I love about this is sometimes we try to do like a vegetarian night. You could add meat to this dish. It's just nice to not have a meat dish every night. And then this helps, and it's super yummy because it has different flavors and textures of meat, or the veggies in there. And sweet potatoes are so good because they're kind of sweet, so it kind of is a little bit exciting. All right. Oh, hello, come in. How are y'all? Thanks for joining. All right, let me get you a bowl. We'll use this one. And you can throw those in there. Okay, so in our black beans that we have started, we're gonna throw a little bit of cumin. So let's do like a fourth of a teaspoon. Yeah, that's probably close to that. Give it a little bit of flavor inside of there. Hello. All right, good job. So as they're finishing up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add to our sweet potatoes avocado oil. So avocado is good over olive oil because it can cook at a higher temperature. So yeah, so this is a good one, especially since we're going to throw it in the broiler and that's really hot. So use your avocado oil. I'll tell you what, my favorite brand, this is not my favorite brand. My favorite brand is called Primal Kitchen. The first store I went to the other day didn't have it. It's this mayonnaise brand I have. It's a little bit cleaner product they make that is like, so in a low inflammation diet, the best way is to, if you're looking up recipes or looking at something, if it will say like paleo. Keto has dairy. Other than that, like if you're good, then you're fine. But either one, but they're a good, really good company. All right, so we're gonna take in our sweet potatoes, we're gonna add some olive oil, coat them in olive oil. And we're going to coat them in some cumin and salt and pepper. And I don't know about you guys. Do you guys know cumin? Are you guys familiar with this?
Cumin.
Okay, good. This is a spice. I probably didn't start using it till probably like 7 years ago, so not very long. And any Mexican dish, I'm like, lots of cumin. It's full of flavor. It's super yummy. So what do you typically use it for?
Anything Mexican.
Anything Mexican? Yeah.
Or even chili.
Oh, yeah,
I put lots of chilies.
Yeah, that's true. It tends to go well with like your cayenne, your chili powder, what else? Your paprika, stuff like that. So a little bit of a spice it goes well with. Okay, and then same thing over here. So you're ready, so we'll get you started. So on the cauliflower, we're gonna go ahead and drizzle it. Okay, so I have to drizzle and then I'll like think that would be equal to a tablespoon and a half, let's say. Okay, you kind of want them to be coated well. And will you get, if you get those tongs out, either one, and we're gonna toss that. And then let's do, we're gonna do all of these in here. Okay, so we're gonna add in, now cayenne, I don't know if you like heat, so just a little bit of this, because a little bit goes a long way.
What's a little bit? Like half a teaspoon?
I wouldn't even say anything in the teaspoon. I'm saying like, okay, I'm gonna put it in my hand, and this is how you're gonna measure it. I would say, okay, that's a pinch, right? Like 3 pinches. Do 3 pinches, because that goes a long way where you're like, whoa, and then you're gonna be like, mouth's on fire. Give me water, lemon, right? Let me rinse that off so I don't like burn my eye later or something. Okay, so then after she's gonna toss that, we're gonna add in, that was our cayenne. Oh, look, I can put my towel there. Okay, we put that back. We're gonna use some paprika. I'm gonna use smoked. You can use either one. I just like the smoked. I don't know why. It just sounds fancier. Does anybody else use smoked paprika? I think it's just smoked. Just give her like a, you know how you would do your, I don't know how they do it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Beats me, but it is good. Okay, so this one, you know what? I wrote down my recipe from the other day that I had at the office. Let me look and tell you. a half of a teaspoon. Then I don't have to sit here and try to guess by watching. Okay. And then we're gonna do oregano. I decided to add oregano because I typically do oregano also with Mexican food. Do you guys do that? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes we just think oregano more Italian, but, and this is where I am not great at getting this. I didn't even know mine had this little flap, and my daughter told me, she's like, Mom. Okay. So like, that's like half of a teaspoon of oregano. And then a little bit of cumin, because we want to put cumin in pretty much everything in this dish. Help give it some flavor. Oh, well, we'll just do this. Okay.
Oregano is very healthy.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, very healthy.
Dan is here to help us with the health benefits. Okay, and then we will add, okay, I think I put, I did cayenne. Okay, I think that's, now we'll salt and pepper it. Okay, you want to crack pepper it? Just till you start, I feel like, I don't have a measurement on this. It's just how you start to see the pepper. And then same thing with the salt. Okay, this salt is really good. It's called the real salt, and it's out of, have you guys seen this? It's out of Salt Lake, and it's like unrefined, natural, ancient salt. So it's super clean, and it's a healthier option. So you can do
So
more
better than pink? Than the pink Himalayan?
Yes, better than pink Himalayan. It's like a step above, I know. And I have a friend who's a chef, and she told me about this, and I was like, oh, that's good to know. So you can do a little bit more than you usually would, because it's not as salty like as, what's the?
Table salt?
Yeah, table salt would be. Okay, so then over here, we're going to come back to our sweet potatoes. You're going to just add olive oil and the cumin and salt and pepper. All right, so you give that a good little toss. And then if you want to hold your bowl up, so everybody can see how it's like coated.
Wonderfully
She's like Vanna
coated.
White. Amazing. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and throw that into a pan. You have to see, I like use my pans all the time in the broiler. Well, done. Okay, and so we're just going to use those same. And then this, you're just going to want to get all of it out. Sometimes there's extra. Just scoop it all into the pan. All right. And then just try to spread it out so it's not like lumped on top of each other. Can y'all see? Okay. All right, we're just going to throw it in on the top rack so it's close so you get those edges nice and toasty. Let's say 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less. We'll watch that. Okay, while that's going, Miss Alex, can you set a timer? I'm very forgetful.
10 minutes?
Yes. Let's do 5 minutes because then I'll want to flip it. Okay, let's add a little bit more cumin. Okay, so let me show you. When it comes to, I'm going to show the camera, and then you guys, can you guys see? You want to see, sorry, I can be the end and walk around. You want to be able to see some of the cumin. That way you have more flavor on your sweet potatoes. Kind of think of it like, you know, when you're making a taco and you were to marinate, or if you were to use ground beef, you would put a good amount of seasoning on there so it's strong. So do the same thing, since this is like the meat of your meal. There you go. Good job. Perfect. Hold that down a little bit. Okay, so we have those two going, and we have our beans. All right, she's awesome. We'll throw, you know what? Because I can fit them both on here, I will do that. We can share a pan. Did I lose that thingy? It's right here. All right, we'll scoot this over. Try to keep them laid out though. I should have probably got the bigger pan out.
This toasting will make the sweet potatoes softer.
Yes. So they're going to be softer. So what's good about that is you're going to have some softness of that, and then your cauliflower can be a little bit thicker, you know? So we're going to throw those in there. And that's how you kind of know your sweet potatoes are done. It's usually around 10 minutes. You know, at 5 minutes, kind of like, we'll check them and kind of flip them a little bit. But then we'll kind of, at 10 minutes, you can put a fork in it. We're good, right? Okay. let's.
That's on the top broiler shelf,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on, is it on?
Broiler.
broil?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You're just gonna leave it on there. All right. Let me clean this up real quick. All right. Do you guys have any questions where we're at right now? Am I going too fast? Do I talk too fast? I don't know.
No, you're good.
Okay. I'm good. All right. Perfect. Okay. So we have sweet potatoes and cauliflower going. We have our beans going. Okay. So up next is we're gonna make our guacamole. Who loves guacamole? Right. Huge. So I have kids torn. My older two love guacamole. Like when we have dinner, just guac at our house, we probably have to use like 5 avocados because we're huge guacamole. But then I have my younger daughter likes guacamole, but my number 2 son only likes avocados. So it's like we have to have an avocado just slices for him. See, I'm like, how do you not like guacamole?
Yeah, I don't know if you ever do avocado smoothie. They're awesome.
Are they? No,
Yeah.
I've had one. I've never made one, and I'm a huge mousse fan. And I've had someone's made me before. Did you guys know you can make avocado mousse? So it's like a healthier. You would use that instead of like a milk.
Like the whipped cream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you put like stevia in it, or like a sweetener?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never made it. I don't know, but I do have a surprise later with mousse. I'll tell you how I make mine. I don't make mine with avocado, but okay. I'm gonna come over here so I can work on this station. Let's. Will you put that behind me? I think we're going there now. All right, so let me rearrange for a second so you guys can see. And I like this knife better. Do you guys have a better knife that's like your favorite? Was that yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, this is like I pretty much use that knife for like everything in the kitchen. Okay. I'm trying to make it in front of you guys there. All right, so when it comes to avocados, do you guys have trouble picking them? Or are you guys pretty experts at it?
No, just tell us.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you already knew, and you're like, you don't have to tell us. All right. You want to find it soft, and it's kind of one of those things that's like, there isn't a perfect way that you're like, oh, that's it, and you got it mastered. It's like a technique where you just want it soft, but not too soft, and then it's brown, or it's hard. But I've also, I think I heard it once on the cooking show, you kind of want this brown. So if you were to pull that seed, and that seed was like bright green, then it's hard. So if you could pull that seed out and it's kind of brown, then you know it's going to be right. So, and this is the way I cut my avocado. So I slice it down the middle this way. And this is how I do it because this is how my grandma does it. And people are always like, oh, you're going to cut your hand. I'm like, well, my grandma's from Mexico, so she does it. That's the way they do it in Mexico. So, and she taught me. So this is, don't do this way if you're worried about cutting your hand. You whack the nut and the seed, and it just falls right out like that. So if not, you can use a spoon. I think I put them in here. And then we'll do this one. Keep picking up the wrong knife. Same thing. You're going to cut it in half. And then you could just, oh, thank you. You can just go around it with the spoon like this. Sorry, my voice. And then kind of scoop it out. But you kind of get some of the stuff when you do it that way. So if you look at my 2 seeds, one of them is cleaner than the other just because it kind of pulls it right out. All right. And then this is where, yet again, what Grandma does. She holds it in her palm, and you're not going to go all the way in. You just go a little bit like this. And just cut some lines into it. And then you use your spoon, and you scoop it out. So how do you guys cut your avocado?
Just like you do.
Oh, perfect. Good. In your palm? Oh, good. Oh, good. I don't have to worry. Somebody was at my house once, and they're like, oh, my gosh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know.
I should do this from now.
Okay, so then I just, yep, you push it a little bit out and scoop it around. I did see the other day on a Rachel Ray show, she was saying she used your cooling rack, you know, that you put your cookies on. But you need one that's more, instead of lines, like I think mine has lines, you need one that's like gridded. And she said she puts it over a bowl and she just pushes the avocado and it just squishes right there. But to me, that's an extra dirty dish. So, I mean, you still need a spoon and fork and all of that.
If you were going to do like a ton.
Then, yeah, yes, that might be worth it. That's true, that's true.
What I learned the other day, I didn't know, was that once they're perfectly ripe, you know how they get ripe so quick and then
Yes.
they're overripe? if you put it in the fridge when they're just perfect, they stay
Stop.
good for.
A few days.
Yes.
So that's good to
I
know.
know
So
that.
my sister-in-law used to tell me that you could, if you needed to ripen them, put it in a bag with a banana. I couldn't figure that method out. It didn't work. Okay. Did somebody want to do the avocados for the guacamole? No? Okay. Well, let me check. Yo, let me toss this around. It's no biggie. If you don't want to be interactive, do not worry. I'm just, that's just how I learn, is I gotta get my hands in there. Okay, so let me toss this around. We still need a little bit
How many
longer,
am I doing?
because they're cooking, but they're not toasted. Can y'all see that? I'm trying not to let it spill. Okay, yep, just cut them in half. All right, I'll do it with you.
I would use a paring knife for everything.
Okay, yep, just like that. And then you just use your spoon.
Well, she cut down and then she cut across. Did you cut across?
Oh.
You can do it, did I? No, I just go one way. But you can do it that way. I just go down.
Oh, you do?
You have a what?
Avocado tool.
Oh, I've seen that. Does it work good?
Mm-hmm.
It does? You just put it in there and it just,
Cuts the lines for you and slices it all the way out.
oh, that's good. Is it easy to clean too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's even better. I've gotten tools before. I'm all cutting sideways. Look, I can't cut and talk at the same time apparently. And it's, sometimes, you know, you get things you're like, that's not worth it. That took more effort to wash it than to use it. Okay. So she's going to be cutting some guacamole, some avocados for us. Then we're going to get started over here on this one. Dust that off and flip it over. Okay, on the tomatoes, we need to cut some tomatoes. And so this is the one that you would use organic. Try to get your tomatoes as much as you can organic. That would be the best option. And then I kind of like mine a little bit soft, so I'm looking for one a little bit softer because you don't want it hard, then there's no juice in it. So we're just going to dice these tomatoes up.
So I have a question.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
core your tomatoes when you're dicing them, or do you just throw in?
Oh,
all of
you know what? That's a good question. I'm going to show you. No, I do. I do not throw that in there. Is that what you're asking, right? Yeah, I usually just cut around like the good part of it, and I would just throw that out. Mostly because, I don't know, I don't want to eat that. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I know you go to a restaurant, they'll sometimes include it. I think they're just trying to stretch their tomato all the way out, but no. So just cut it up, dice it up nice and fine, like so, you know. And I kind of do mine, I don't know official way to cut a tomato. I just kind of cut a piece like this off and then just slice it around like that. And just do wedges. I kind of cut wedges. That's how I do it. And you definitely want, you know, like some things you don't, like if you were to put tomato in your salad, you wouldn't want to throw, like when it falls apart, you wouldn't want to throw that in. But for the avocado, it's good. It gives it more juice and flavor. So keep that. Don't throw that out.
I'm so happy to see the guys here.
Did your wife drag you?
Yeah.
He's like, no comment, no comment.
You don't want to stay at home and
That's right. And then he's like, I wouldn't have lunch by myself. Right?
Normally I was going to be substituting today, but
Oh, okay.
today off.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you're here. So where do you sub at?
In the Willis School District.
Okay.
I retired 2 years ago and then went back to subbing.
Well, fun. And what grade did you teach before then?
The dual credit and advanced math at Willis High School.
Oh, awesome. Math. So what advanced math was your favorite? Like advanced math, like are you talking like algebra and others or just like advanced
No.
grade level?
Calculus AP.
Oh, wow.
Dual credit, pre-cal, pre-AP. and dual
Well, then
credit.
you are the woman I need to talk to. My children.
Also,
Tara homeschool.
and also taught a class each semester down at Lunchstone, Montgomery.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, so my kids, we homeschool our kids, and my older two are just now finishing up geometry. And this is my thought, is I'm like, you might as well just transfer to Lone Star and start getting some college credits since you've already done algebra 1, 2, and geometry. And, but I don't know. I don't know how that process works. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
They have to take the TSI test
I heard that.
and see what they score.
Okay.
And if they score high enough, they can either go into college algebra or pre-cal or
Wherever.
a couple other courses.
All right. Well, we're going to,
Both high school and college credit.
yeah, we're going to give that a shot. So, okay, so then that's dual credit. Is that correct? It counts for both. Okay.
Because I even have several students that graduate with their associate's degree before they get the high school degree.
That's what we're aiming for. We're trying to try that. All right. You doing good over there?
Yeah, I think so. So I got a lot to go.
Oh, you don't have to do them all because we'll
Okay,
save
is
some.
this enough?
That's
After I
good.
do these?
Yes, you do those. And then, so she has been slicing her avocado. Sorry, Facebook. I have been ignoring you. That's so rude. Hello, Robin. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Stephanie. I'm so glad you guys are watching us. Goodness, Alex, remind me to talk to them. That's so rude. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what we're going to do now is sorry, my voice is being like funny. I typically, for this, I'll probably do something different. At home, I use a fork to mash it, and I just mash it. Because that's kind of a lot, like how many is that we just used? Is that,
Oh, I don't know. I threw a bunch away.
that bowl is like half empty now. Good old
How about
potato
10?
masher will
I
work.
would say 10.
10? Okay, so just
I
use
say 10.
a potato masher because that will be a lot faster than your fork. Is that all of them? And we're just going to get in there and mash it up. Oh, and I dropped one. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw it in
You're
here.
about to grab another.
It's okay. I got to put it down to mash.
Just proves that gravity works.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Way faster than the fork right now would be. We're almost done. And people at home, I don't do like a chunky. I don't like, do y'all like a chunky? It depends. So if you like a chunky, you can just dice it more and do a little mash. I kind of like mine more mashed than chunky. Guacamole. All right. There we go. And this is where then you, okay, so this was the bowl you would serve it in. The little trick is you just get a wet paper towel and just wipe the edges. It's nice and clean. Because when you're making it, it's a hot mess, right? It's so gross and dirty. Okay. Now we're going to use a lemon. Okay. So you want to find a lemon that's a little bit soft. Because if it's hard, it's not going to have hardly any juice. And you're going to be having to use a ton of them to squeeze that juice out.
Oh, I have a lemon trick.
Do you? Oh, please share.
Yes, if you're going to squeeze the juice out,
Okay.
put it in a microwave just for like a few seconds, and then like you roll it,
Yeah?
you know, on your hand on the
Okay.
counter, and then when you cut it, all that juice like it gets released big time.
Oh, nice to know. I like that. I'm going to have to try that. Okay, so I did bring my this because I at home just squeeze with my hands, but then if you happen to have like a random paper cut, it burns. So I'll use a lemon press for you guys. That's not what this is. All right, so I just cut mine in half. Now, I want you all to go home and try that method, and we're going to report back on how great that is. All right, just put it upside down and squeeze. But see, hers would be better because now you have a dish to wash. And hers, you don't have a dish. So I feel like that's always better, right? Are you guys the same way?
Yeah.
Less dishes, the better. Let's try 2 lemons first. We might end up adding more.
It smells good, your roasted beans.
Oh,
Good.
yes. Thank you for reminding me. Alex is slacking over here. Oh my gosh. Okay, Alex, you squeeze this last one in here, and I will check on this. She goes, hint, hint. You forgot about those. That's why we do in person, not perfect, right? It makes it fun. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, well, no, look, we're still good, because do you see how they're just slowly
Yes.
starting to toast? So this is one of those things that's going to vary from stove to stove, how long it needs to be in there. Okay, Yes, that's looking great. So just give it a little flip. There you go, Facebook. You're gonna flip it. Hello, Lori. Okay, and oh wait, hold on. I have them kind of stacked. Try to remember to keep them spread out. Okay, throw that back in there. Okay, so now we have, this is the steps. I did for my guacamole, my avocado, my lemon, then I'm gonna do my salt. What I like about this, let me show you guys. This has this cool nozzle that like, you see the little fine holes? So you twist it, and it's like fine. A whole bunch comes out early, and it's like that, right? So you can, it looks like I'm pouring a lot, but it's only on 2 little dots. Hardly anything's coming out, you see? It's kind of, I like that. Instead of like, sometimes you're over pouring, you're like, oops. My kids do that sometimes at the house, and I'm like, oh, that was a lot. One time I did a Facebook Live with my son, and he did that, and I was like, what? There you go. This is how it works in person for real life. Sometimes we mess up and we have to start over. Okay. I don't like pepper in mine guacamole. My husband does. My husband prefers, he likes, when he makes the guac at the house, he puts onion and pepper in his. I just like lemon and salt and tomatoes. That's kind of how I do mine. Okay, so I'm going to do it my way. If you don't like it, you can add pepper. I'm going to bring the bowl in here so the tomato juice doesn't spill. All right, so our chopped tomatoes, now we're just going to pour in there with all that juice. It'll help it give it more flavor and not be too thick. Okay. Mix that around. And then we'll look and see if that is the right amount of tomatoes. We might need to cut one more tomato. Kill in there. We might need to cut one more. How many? Did I cut 1 or 2 tomatoes? Do you guys know? 2? Okay, we're gonna do 3 really quick. All right. So who wants to be my taste tester? You want to taste it?
Vicky.
She's like, no. Okay. Will you get me a spoon down, Alex? And Van, you want to be the taste tester?
Sure.
Tell me if we need more salt in there. Or
They're all gonna blame me.
I know, right? If it's wrong, I know. Put you on the spot. Do we need more salt?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay. How are we on the lemon juice?
It's good.
Okay. So it's preference here. So I always use lemon juice. You can totally use lime juice if that's something you prefer. All right. Quickly dice these and then we'll throw them in there and mix it around.
I missed the very beginning. Did we use the mayo for anything?
Not yet. We
Okay.
will. We will. Okay. And I just always use my knife to help cut it. All right, and we'll give that a mix. And you said more salt. All right, yep, that's perfect. So if you look at it, you have a good amount of tomato. You don't want like just a little bit. Sorry, guys, my throat's like dry. Okay, so our food's almost done, and then our bean. All right, look at these. Do you see how they're cooking down? They're just liquid. It's just like pretty much beans, hardly any liquid. Go ahead and turn. Let's see if the big pot. Yep, the big pot's the same. We can go ahead and turn that off, and then we will just. Alex, will you wash that off real quick? And we're gonna use that same potato peeler. Potato smasher to smash our beans down and make them more of a refried. Okay. All right, so now for the bowl, the mayonnaise that you were asking about. Great. We'll just take it and we're just gonna smash it. If you want to come see, you can see it. It's gonna be hard for me to angle that up. And we're just gonna smash them and use that juice in there. Because if you don't have enough juice, you want to cook most of it down, but not all of it. because that juice will help it from thickening too thick. The longer the beans sit, the thicker they get. My son the other day made beans and he made them too watery. And he's like, Mom, they're like liquid. I'm like, let it sit, they'll thicken up, and then you can have them. And I checked on him later. He's like, yeah, they were fine. So just give him a minute.
One or two cans of beans.
This one I did one in this big pot I started earlier.
Okay.
Has more. So for I just did one just to show you guys what I was doing. I kind of had some food prepped already.
How much water goes
Yeah,
with
how
one
much
can?
water is it? Is it a cup?
No, I didn't do a full cup. I probably did about like half a cup. Half a cup. You just need those beans to kind of be covered. Not all the way covered, just a little bit of way covered. And then I add in, let's say like a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin to it. And then that's it. All right. Well, these ones I'll sit a little bit longer. We might need to add a little bit of water to these ones. Okay. Let me add water. Which is good if you can just add. It's better to have not enough water because then you can add more water to it. And that will work. So same thing like the guac, you're just gonna mash it just like you would potatoes. Alex, can you get me a little bit more water? Because this was a couple cans of it. Okay, so while she's getting that. So for this, we're gonna do, if you want it, you just pour it in there. Let's do, so this is that Primal Kitchen mayo, and it's with avocado oil. So in here, it's just avocado oil, eggs, vinegar, salt, and rosemary extract. So it's super clean. That's why I like this company. It doesn't have anything you cannot pronounce. That's a good sign.
Do you order online or?
No, you can
Whole
get, I mean,
Foods or-
no, H-E-B, Kroger's, they pretty much all carry it. They don't have, I mean, they make ketchup, they make salad dressing, the olive oil, they have several products. I love their salad dressings are really good too, because you don't want to make all your dressings by scratch, so it's good to know that they have some. Okay, I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of this mayo. And then I'm going to take some... Oh, do you need to go?
No, I said, did you put cumin in the beans?
Oh, I thought you said she had to leave. And I was like, well, let me get you food. My goodness, don't starve. Okay. Alex, will you give this a rinse for me real quick?
It's been another 5 minutes on the.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. Look at this, y'all. You're going to be so excited. Okay. See how they're like toasted, but not burnt. Burnt, I would leave mine in a little bit longer because I like mine more toasted than that. Okay. Okay, so in here we're going to take our mayo. Oh, you can sit right here on this cutting board. And we're just going to cut the tips of our cilantro off. Just give it a good rinse because, it is in the dirt. I'm going to get whatever off. And just finely chop your cilantro. So when I try to go really fine, I kind of angle it. I don't know. I angle mine like this. Do y'all do that? Okay. Probably didn't even need all of that. We just probably need half of that. Okay. And then we're going to take our lime and do the same thing. Just cut it in half. Get my knife off. In that drawer, that far drawer, Miss Alex, will you get me, it looks like a little bitty cheese grater. Yep, that's it. All right, so we're just going to squeeze our lime in there. All right, so this is like your little lime zester. That'll be Okay, good. That was a good one. So preferably what you would do first is actually zest your lime. Because the skin has some extra flavor that you want in there too. You don't have to do the whole thing. I just kind of do a circle all the way around roughly. And so we're going to make a Cayenne cilantro lime sauce. So see, you just kind of like rough that little circle up. And then, I'll use this fork. Will you get me the cayenne down? Let's give it a good little mix so then it's not so, wipe my hands off. Thick and chunky. Just a dash of this, remember, because it's super spicy. So a dash, put it in your hand and do that. A pinch, thank you. And just whip it till it kind of gets thin. That way you don't have a big ball of like mayo in your mouth, you know? That wouldn't taste good. All right, perfect. Okay, and I think we're good. We almost have our beans done. We have our sauce done and our guac done. Okay, so Miss Alex will come around. I'm gonna start warming up your tortillas. And let me talk about that real quick. Let me get this. Okay, do you guys have a griddle? This is like the best thing ever. Like, you can do a whole bunch of tortillas at once. You can do, I mean, we usually do pancakes once a week with the kids. And you can do eggs, bacon, whatever you want in it. What are you doing yours, Sam?
Yeah, the
Eggs.
eggs. You know,
Yeah.
Sometimes we get together and we get meat and
Yeah.
yeah,
It's great, and it heats up evenly, and you just, I feel like a standard temperature on it is like 350 roughly. Is that what you usually do? Okay, so 350, and then you have two choices. We have, okay, so let me talk about these chips. The same company that I use for my tortillas. They're gluten-free. These are almond flavored. They also make them in Casanova flour. My kids don't like those ones. So the chips are Casanova, I believe, flour. Yeah. So these are lime flavored, and these are just more like a regular tortilla one. But they're super good. They taste like real tortilla chips with crunch and all that. So with these tortillas, though, you would find these in the freezer section. Usually the gluten-free breads and stuff. And then you just keep them in your freezer or your fridge, and they cook way quicker. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to give. Yeah, we'll wait. Yeah, you can give everyone a chip, and then we'll do plates instead, so I can plate their food. Okay. We have one that's a lime flavored, and then the other one just like a sea salt. I think that was the sea salt one. All right, so we're just gonna give these a minute to cook. All right, so let's see. Yep, you know they're done, like I said, when you can stick your fork through them and not have to like jam it through, right? Okay, you can go ahead and turn off that. Okay, as soon as these tortillas, just give them a second. It takes a minute longer since it had to warm up. The griddle did. And we'll flip them. Now these ones aren't going to be like, you know, normal tortillas that like puff up. Just look for them to slightly get toasted. It is easy to overcook them if you let them sit and they get hard. I like them like that. My husband likes them a little bit softer. So it's just a preference. But you just kind of want a little toasted look. As soon as one's toasted, I'll show you what I mean. Should have started the griddle a little bit earlier. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and you get me a wet paper towel, guys. And then I made at home for you guys pico, so you can eat your chips with pico if you want to top it with pico. And for pico, what I do is just, I don't put jalapeno because nobody in my family likes spicy stuff. So I just do bell pepper, tomato, onion, cilantro, lime juice, and oh, you know what, I forgot to do the salt, and salt. That's it. Now, years ago, I used to cook for our homeschool group. Every 2 weeks, I'd bring meals in for the moms, and I was making tacos one time, and I never really made pico. Not that it's hard, and I was looking up like how to make it, whatever, right? And a couple of the recipes said sugar. It's interesting. You don't need sugar. It doesn't need to be sweet. It's interesting that you'll see a lot of recipes tend to just want to roast sugar in there, and it's super unhealthy for you. So just typically, unless it's a dessert, you usually omit it. You don't really need sugar in all your food. All right, so this is what I mean. Like if you were gonna like serve this up for a party, just get in there and wipe your edges off, so it doesn't look so dirty, right? Okay.
So what is in your pico?
I
Red,
put-
red and green bell peppers?
No, I just do green. So green bell peppers. So here we go. Put in here for you. Green bell peppers, an onion. Okay, and an onion. I don't know. I just go with the onion that's on sale for 79 cents typically, right? A tomato, and then cilantro. And then you can add a lime juice to it, depending on how much juice is there, 1 or 2 limes, and then salt. And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these plated for you guys over here. Miss Alex, will you come this way and then grab plates and lay them out for me? All right, so to do it, you're just going to, I just take my tortilla, put a little bit of beans on there, spread it out. Take these off so they don't burn. On each one, spread it out like that. And then you would get your cauliflower, depending on how much you want, and then your sweet potatoes. Now, don't overfill. My husband gets so mad if he likes to go get tacos, and some people want to like stuff them so much, and then everything like falls out. He's like, "You're not doing me a favor." That wasn't helpful. So, don't get too excited. Get carried away. All right, I will let. From there, if you want to pick guac or pico or this sauce on there, but here we go. I know. Let you trade that out.
I'm not scared.
All right, do you guys have any questions on any of that? Do you guys on Facebook have any questions? I forgot. Again.
I look at the chips, the ingredients are super clean. Like,
Yes.
And then what is cassava? They explain it right here on the bottom. It's really cool.
All right. It's like cafeteria style, huh? You feel like you're teaching us. See, you are subbing. It's like, you know, you couldn't get away from it today.
Yeah, but I'll never go to that.
I don't think I've ever seen anything else. If you want complete rice and chips.
I made some before, so we could have, you know. I don't know if that's gonna balance well there. Turn that off. Okay.
And yoga. We eat all that like 2-3 times a week and it's
All right, any questions from you guys on Facebook? How are you guys doing? It's a great day. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Haven't been outside this afternoon, but it's supposed to get up to 75. It was a little. Are you guys fans of the cold? The warmth? The warmth? Me too.
I think that was storm and rain.
Smart. Carrie is gonna cover me at 11:30.
Okay, here you go.
Make it to Johnson City for a wedding.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
In this morning.
It probably depends on how.
Spices were on the potatoes, just the potatoes.
Just the sweet potatoes? We just had cumin, salt, and pepper, and avocado oil. That's it. All right, we'll give it 1 second, and these ones will be ready. Let me get this one. Okay. Well, do you guys have any? Let me see if they have questions. You went for a bike ride. Oh, good for you, Stephanie. That is great. That's so exciting. It is a great day for that.
Can I taste just the cauliflower?
Yeah.
See how spicy it is? Is it supposed to be spicy?
There's a little bit because there's not like insane, but yeah. Come here, bud. All right, so you see how they're starting to get like toasted?
Yes.
It's hot. Toasted. That's it. Just real quick.
Is it spicy, Mike?
Is it too spicy for you?
It is a little bit.
Is it? Okay. This is where I have to watch it. I like spice. My family does not. They're always like, Mom, that burns my tongue. And I'm like, really? Really?
I make something called cowboy corn dip, and we use those same ingredients. The
Oh,
cayenne,
yep.
the chili powder, the cumin, and you can even add, and that alone is spicy. Then you can also add jalapeno peppers, and it can get spicy.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, who's left? Are you getting some, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just spreading it down like the middle of your tortillas. Did you?
I like both, yes.
Okay. Do you just want it with the sweet potatoes? Because that's just the cumin.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
Just,
Do you want the beans?
just one. Sure.
I'm gonna take a picture and share. Oh, yeah.
Okay, how many do I have left? Well, 2. Okay. Can you get me, Alex, one more bag? They're right over there.
Delicious.
My kids never get too excited when we have like meatless nights. They're like, So if you try to make it a little better with the sauces and stuff, they're like, oh, you didn't want that.
That's enough. You can leave it on there. It's
Okay.
I'll just spread it on the other one.
Hey, how many carbs are in
Those,
tortilla?
let me see.
It tastes good.
Is it not listed? Oh, it says 20 grams, so 7%.
And they're in the freezer
It
section?
says total carbs.
Are the tortillas in the freezer too?
These are in the freezer section, yes. You will find in the freezer section by the gluten-free foods. Now, like, when you're first starting on any low inflammation diet or anything like that, you kind of like eliminate a lot of things, so that way your gut and everything can heal. So you probably wouldn't do this. You would start more. Oh, I had some right here. You would start. We would just do like lettuce. Use like a romaine, because then it gives you some crunch. Because texture is good, right? So we would use a romaine. And then as you go further into like healing your gut, then you could do this and chips. And you know what I'll tell you? At the beginning, we would use for chips. Another good chip is a little bit cleaner. It's called, I think, Terra or something. And it's like sweet potatoes. And it's just cut and baked sweet potatoes, or like turnips, I think, and stuff like that. So you can use those. My kids don't want those ones. They don't get as excited. These ones they think are like real chips, so they'll eat them.
It's delicious.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you like it. Oh, you want to pass that out? And I'll get the last one. These are hot. So yeah, doing a low inflammation diet is good for people who have like celiac or digestive or different things like that problems, as well as just overall, like we didn't have any health problems. We just wanted to work on eating cleaner and easier on your system.
It's always good to prevent, inflammation, because everybody has some sort of inflammation, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes I eat vegetarian, and so this is a great meal.
Well, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Alex, do you want one?
No, it's okay.
You're good? Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys will enjoy. And
Thank you.
good. I'm glad. Oh, so good. Okay. Let's see. Let me check over here. Should put onions and peppers. Oh, you're with Dr. Hewlett right now, Stephanie. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, put onions and peppers in. Oh, because that's what he likes in his guacamole. Yes, he does. He's like, he's probably sitting with you like, no, she needs to add that, because that's his favorite. Not mine. That's not how I like mine. I like mine a little bit simpler. That's so funny. Okay, well, if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to us at Back Pain and Joint Center of Texas. You guys have a great afternoon, and we will see you next Thursday at 9 a.m. You guys have a great day. Bye.